My life began on this farm. I was born in this house, right there, that second building from the left. And this is the church that I was baptized. Well, actually, I wasn't baptized in church. I was baptized in the house because there was an epidemic of scarlet fever. But this is where I made my first communion, and I was confirmed here. And the church is just a quarter mile from our farm. This picture is when I was 5 years old, when we took a family picture of all 6 of us. We were stair steps. Then I made my first communion. I'm the second one from the left. The 2 girls in the front are angels. There were 4 in our class, 2 boys and 2 girls, and both of the girls became sisters, and we're still sisters and good friends today. Here we are, the 2 of us. I'm on the left, Sister Anna's on the right. That was on our senior skip day. I'm joining the convent. This is the dress I wore the day I entered the convent. That's my cousin Frankie. And Mom and Dad left the farm and moved to town, and that's their house in town. These are pictures of my brothers and sisters. This is the brothers and sisters with their spouses. There were 3 of us, 3 boys and 3 girls. My one brother had died already when this picture was taken. 3 of my other brothers had died as infants. There's Francis, was 10 weeks old when he died. Jean was 2 years old when she died, and Andrew was stillborn. So those brothers and sisters in heaven, and then Mom and Dad are in heaven, and that's a picture of their tombstone. So after I entered the convent, the first place I was at Christ the King in Sioux Falls. One year I had 49 first graders. I had 26 boys and 26 girls, and I was wearing the religious habit at that time yet. Then I was at Christ the King in Sioux Falls for 6 years, and then I went to St. Paul, Nebraska. That was a new school too that we started. I only have 1 picture in St. Paul, but in St. Paul is when I went from the full habit to the modified habit. And this is the picture of the courtyard. It was absolutely gorgeous school. And it was built kind of on the hillside, and the picture that says festival is to the south of the school, and the courtyard is behind that. And the school was kind of built around the courtyard. It was gorgeous. And so here I am in the library teaching some of them. Well, my 3 sisters and I often had our pictures taken together. This is really an old picture, but it was taken in '76, and that's when I went to St. Richard's. I made my silver jubilee as a sister when I was at St. Richard's, and here's my jubilee picture. And here's another one of my school pictures. They were always taking school pictures back in those days. But when I came to Lincoln, I wasn't planning to be principal anymore, and so I taught kindergarten the first year. I loved it. Then I taught 3rd grade for 2 years, and this was a picture of the school at St. Pat's. And then I took a picture of my 3rd grade class when we dressed up as saints. They were a famous class, a wonderful class. We did all kinds of great things together, that group. I was at St. Pat's here in Lincoln for 3 years, and then I was asked to be principal of the new school, but I went to St. Mary's for 1 year downtown for the transition period. And here's a picture of the computer lab that we had at St. Mary's downtown. And then from that, I came here. They didn't tell me at first that I'd be principal out here, but in December, Father Witt simply announced that I would be the new principal out here and that he had hired somebody else to be the principal at St. Mary's. So from then on, Father Gable and I began hiring the teachers. We actually did it on weekends and did it at night because I was still principal at St. Mary's downtown. Then we began working in the classrooms. I worked all summer. They had gone to Omaha and got 2 truckloads of desks that's from some public school, and they were stacked on the left side in the gym. So when we had Sunday Mass, those chairs were always sitting there. And then finally, when it gradually got closer and closer, and there was no carpet on the floor yet, there was no chalkboards up or anything yet, but it all fell together. It was amazing. School opened on August the 26th, 1996. And that weekend before, that Saturday night and that Sunday, we had an open house, and it was like a miracle. The chalkboards were up, the carpet was on, and all that junk that had been sitting around all summer was gone, and it was ready. The teachers had come and put up decorations, even though we didn't have corkboards or anything. They stuck it on the wall. It became a school. It was beautiful. Boy, it's been unbelievable because we had so little. We had a new building, but almost all the desks, all the teachers' desks, everything was secondhand. And then gradually, like 1 year everybody got TVs. 1 year everybody got tape recorders. 1 year everybody got a corkboard. Everybody got a corkboard. But the unique thing was that we started with so little, and it has grown and grown. And we even had only 12 classrooms that first year. We had 2 first grades and the 2 kindergarten and the 2 preschools. But we had a combination second and third. But then as we grew, then we had a combination third and fourth, and then we had a combination fourth and fifth, and a combination fifth and sixth. But by that time, the classes were getting so big that then we started to add on to the doubles. And then in 2003, we added on to the school because we ran out of classrooms. And so that's when they added the computer lab and the 2 8th grade rooms and the 2 7th grade. But we didn't use both 8th grades for 3 years because we didn't need that 8th grade, that second 8th grade. And then it was time to break ground, which they did in 2003 for the new church, because by the time they built onto the school, we had everything paid for. Before we started to build the church, everything was paid for. Oh, it's been unreal to be a part of it all. But I never think of it as myself as doing it. It was a corporate community project, Couldn't have done it without those teachers. I mean, we have some of them are still here that started. And the ones that have joined us along the way, they're all very dedicated and all very loyal, and we could never have done it without them. These are the sisters that I entered the convent with, and we're all going to celebrate together this summer. Sister Anna, the one that was my best friend that I was in high school. First, we made our first communion together, and we were in high school. She's the second one from the right. And then one time, we went on a trip, and we had this picture taken, the oldest wooden schoolhouse in the United States, and I have a picture taken by it. I thought that was so interesting. And then along the way, I did a few fun things with this is my nephew, Zach. He had that four-wheeler, and he let me ride on it with him. In our family, since there are 3 girls in our family, my mom she and her 2 sisters, so they all celebrated their birthday. That was Mom's 92nd birthday, and that's Aunt Josie on the left and Aunt Lene on the right. That was Father Bream, and we had a big celebration for him. And then this is a picture when my sister Mary celebrated her high school reunion, and I was on the college board, so we had our picture taken together since we both had caps and gowns on. And here's a picture of my mom with her oldest great-grandchild. That's a beautiful picture of my mom. And this is here at St. North American Martyrs, one of the first birthdays I had here. And my family think that I've deserted them. I was South Dakotan, but now they say since I've been in Nebraska so long, I've become a Nebraskan, and so they are always giving me Nebraska things. Well, I will look back with great pride because I feel that it's been a great adventure. It's, I feel like we've done something very, very good here, and we have. I will go home to the mother house, to Yankton, but I'll look across the river and watch Nebraska. This is what you'll see. That's the Missouri River that flows by our convent. Every day it flows by.